Hello again. My name is Joshua Willits, and this is The Long Way Up. Three books that changed my life and helped me turn everything around. By this point in my life, things were starting to change. My grades were going up. I was stepping into leadership roles. I started to feel like I had a direction again. But the biggest change wasn't what was happening around me, it was what was happening inside my head. And a lot of that came from a few books that honestly changed how I think. Willard didn't just mentor me through conversation, he gave me things to work on, things to think about, things to read. And these weren't just books you read and forget about. These were books that made me stop and reflect on who I was. So, book one, we discussed Who Moved My Cheese. And the message was simple. If you want something different in life, you can't be stuck in the same place. You have to move. And at that time in my life, I needed to hear that because I was stuck. I didn't know how to move. The next book he gave me really made me look at myself differently. There you go. Gotta get it right. What would you do? With John Quintos. He was an ABC reporter. This book is based on real life situations where people are put in uncomfortable positions and they had a choice to step up or stay quiet. And what hit me was this: most people think they'll do the right thing, but when they're actually in the moment, it's not that easy. It made me reflect on my own life. Was I speaking up when something wasn't right? Or was I helping people when I had the chance? Or was I staying quiet because it was easier? And the truth was, I had been the quiet guy. I avoided situations. I didn't step forward. I didn't want attention. I used to be that guy, but I learned to stop doing that. So there's a path. But this book started making me realize something. Doing the right thing and becoming a leader isn't about being comfortable. It's about having the courage to act even when it's not easy. Another book that challenged me, and this is a very, very good book. How Full is Your Bucket from Don Clifton from the Gallup. This is also your Gallup strengths, which is very good to get your Gallup strengths. I like my top five. And this one hit me a completely different way. The idea is simple. Every person has a bucket, and every interaction you have with somebody or someone either fills that bucket or takes something out of it. And when I read that, I had to be honest with myself. My bucket was empty. It felt empty, and I knew it was empty. I was carrying anger. I was carrying grief. I was shut down. And I wasn't just showing up in a way that lifted people either. But this book made me start paying attention. How I talk to people, how I respond, how I show up in everyday interactions. I started making small changes, encouraging people more, listening more, and being more intentional. And what's crazy is the more I started filling people's buckets, mine started filling too. That's when I started understanding something important about leadership. Leadership isn't just about results, it's about people. It's about how you make people feel. So while my grades were going up and I was stepping into leadership roles, these books were changing how I think and how I act and who I was becoming. And when those two things started lining up, that's when everything started to take off. If you're in a place right now where you feel stuck, it might not just be what you're doing, it might be how you're thinking. And sometimes one idea, one lesson, one book can completely change your direction. These books did that for me, and they're part of my journey, the long way up. Also, if you've ever read a book that changed your life, drop it in the comments. I'm always looking for something else to read. Let me know what you want, what you read so I can read. Let me know what you think.